Hi, this is Rich from Speakeasy Marketing. I'm going to talk about how we do SEO for attorneys at Speakeasy Marketing. So the way we do it's really basic. There's nothing to hide here. I'm going to tell you everything. There's two things that we focus on. One is content, which means articles put onto your site. The other is to get links to your website from other websites. Now let me start out with content, okay? The traditional way is to blog, to ask you to do it, or to have, people blog for you. This works, but it's kind of like it goes stale pretty quick. After a while, you're going to have to search the web and get these articles and regurgitate them and change them up a little bit. And it leads to really boring content like this. Let's say DUI, okay, in Los Angeles. Typical article, and I'm sure you've seen this. A DUI in Los Angeles is very serious. If you get arrested for a Los Angeles DUI, you should hire a qualified Los Angeles DUI lawyer to fight your Los Angeles DUI. Now to me this sounds like gobbledygook junk, okay? This is on many attorney websites. You don't want this stuff. So here's how we do it differently. What we do is get on the phone with you at least once a month, and we'll do a 1-hour Q&A phone call that gets recorded. And why is this so much better? Well, we take that recording and we transcribe it. We edit it, take out the ums and uhs and sentence fragments, clean it up, and we chop it up into articles. And these articles go on your website. Now, the great thing is a 1-hour phone call will create about 8,000 words of content. And broken up, that becomes 12 to 15 articles on your website. Now, what this does is it covers a lot of subject areas within your practice areas, and it allows Google to start sending you more and more searches, because people will search on all the different things that we talk about during the call. So let me give you an example. Let's say we're going to talk about DUI, right? And again, we can do any subject area, but DUI. Normal content on people's websites will be penalties, why hire us, that kind of stuff. We talk about what's the top misconceptions people have about the DUI process. What mistakes do they make once they're arrested that compromises their case? Are there alternative punishment programs, such as ignition interlocks, alcohol classes, those kinds of things? What happens if I refuse a breath or blood test? What will happen to my license? What if I failed sobriety tests? Am I doomed? What happens if I have a medical condition and I'm taking prescription medication and I get a DUI for prescription drugs or illegal drugs? You see, we can cover all these interesting areas of your subject area, and each article becomes something that people can search on and look at. Now you may be thinking, oh, this guy just does DUI. Let me clear this up for you. We've done divorce, bankruptcy, personal injury, all kinds of criminal defense, real estate, consumer fraud, just pretty much every area you can think of law. So I'll give you one example from divorce, okay? A question I would ask is, my wife is spending all my child support money on her and not on the kids. Can I get the court to take that money away from her and modify it? Or, my wife and I have been married for 6 years. Is she automatically going to get half in a divorce? Or let's say you're doing personal injury, auto accidents. What do I do if the other party's insurance adjuster calls me? Am I required to give a statement by law? What do I say? Should I go to the doctor right away? What should I do about my accident? How do I know if I really have a case? All right, anyway. So you can see that it doesn't matter your practice area, we can cover it. And what this will do is, the first call, again, will add about 8,000 words to your site. Then you do 2 calls, then 3 calls, then 4, 5, 6, 7 over the months. Well, now after 6 months or even a year, you have 70, 80, 100,000 words of content on your website. Your website has grown from a few pages to 100, 200, 300 pages. You'll start getting more and more Google searches because you'll have tons of articles on your website that people can search on and find in Google. And guess what? They're all legally correct because you spoke them. You're the attorney and you know what you're doing. They're all interesting. They're not boring content like we talked about with DUI gobbledygook or other areas, okay? And chances are they're going to address people's top concerns because that's what we ask you. What are their top concerns? You'll answer them. Guess what? You know why there's people's top concerns? Because that's what they search on most of all, and that's what they're going to find you on. So that's half of the strategy is content. And I found this is the easiest way to do it. 1 hour of your time a month is nothing. Everyone can do that. Does not matter how busy you are. If you have another attorney in your firm, or 2, 3, 4, 5 attorneys, each one of them can do an interview every month and really, really like supercharge this content strategy. Very, very good. All right. Now we're going to talk about links. Now you may have heard that, links will help you rank better in Google. Well, you got to have the right kind of links. You can't have junk links. Links from just article directories or, let's say non-relevant stuff like a flower shop or a pet groomer or all that stuff. We get you links. We don't get you a lot every month, but we get you relevant ones, only from other attorneys. What we do is we email and call other attorneys and we say to them, hey, we work with a bunch of attorneys and they're looking for links to improve their searches in Google. So we'd like to know if you're willing to link to our attorney client. And in return, we'll link to you, not from that same client, but from a different client. Now this benefits both parties, because both attorneys will have another link on their site from an attorney, which makes sense. It's relevant to Google. Even if a human reviewer looks in Google, the link will make sense. It won't be artificial garbage. So both attorneys get a link, both attorneys benefit, and they're from non-competing firms. So if you're a bankruptcy lawyer in Dallas, Texas, you may get a link from a criminal defense lawyer in Montana. And, if you're a divorce attorney in New Jersey, you'll get a link from a bankruptcy attorney in Arizona. Again, it benefits both parties. So these two things put together over time will build up your site. And when I mean build up, it's you'll get more and more and more searches from people organically searching in Google. And that's the closest way I can tell you to get more phone calls to your business. It's not your site design only. It's not other factors. It's literally growing the number of visitors to your site more and more and more each month. If you're seeing that happen, you're going to see results happen. If you don't see that happen, there can be no results. It doesn't matter, again, what your site looks like or any of that stuff. So these are the two core pillars of SEO, and this is how we do it.